Peace and power. Thanks for everybody who's returning. Shalom, assalamu alaikum to everyone on the planet. Listen up. Pay attention. Learn to listen. Listen to love. All right, so today, this is what we're going to get into. We're going to get into power. It takes power and strength to walk away. To walk away from people. It takes that. It takes power and it takes strength. See, a lot of times we believe staying in a situation, showing how strong we are by fighting something out, that give us power, right? So what I did was I took some notes, right? This is what started to happen when you shift the power and you start holding yourself accountable, right? The first thing that starts to happen is when you hold yourself accountable. When things go right, you don't want no credit. And when things go wrong, you don't blame anyone. So when others don't take accountability, when things go right, they want all the credit. But when things go wrong, they look for somebody to blame. Like, okay, well, saying this went right because of me. My kids always eating because I put us in a situation where I'm going to always have food in my house. But then when things don't go right and all the food is gone, it's like, well, they ate all my food. That's why my kids is hungry. Or that's why we don't have food. Or that's why we don't have groceries. The government started cutting things. I invited people to my house. They ate up all my food. See, when you start holding yourself accountable, you don't want credit for anything when it goes right, and you're not blaming anyone when it doesn't go right. But when people are not holding themselves accountable, I'm going to say it again, they blame other people. Well, I'm saying, yeah, I lost that job because my coworkers. I lost that job because my managers, my bosses, they was hating. Yeah, now I'm not in a relationship no more because my man was this way. I'm not in a relationship no more because my woman was that way. But when things go good or things is going what appears to be right, they want all the credit. No, I'm the reason why this is right. I'm the reason why it's going the correct way. But then when things don't go right, things are going bad. Well, it's not my fault that we ain't together. It's not my fault they couldn't be honest. It's not my fault they couldn't be loyal. See, that's why I take accountability for things a lot more now in my life. So when people blame me for things, I say, yeah, all that you saying I did, you're accurate. I did all that. So now what was your part? You just stood there innocent through the whole situation. You played no role in this at all. See, when you shift the energy back and you start asking questions like that, that people don't like that because now they got to be accountable for something. It don't matter if, okay, I'll take blame for 80% of what out of the 100. That little 20%, they won't even take accountability for that. That says a lot about character, about morals, values, and dignity. Notice I didn't say their character because I would be blaming them. No, character, morals, dignity, honor. So when you start to hold yourself accountable, you'll see now how much power you really have in situations and how powerless other people become over you and in the situation because now it's time for them to hold themselves accountable. Like I said, even if, okay, at 100% you take 85% of the blame, will that person want to take 15%? Or they're going to say, no, I only did that because you said this. I only reacted that way because you forced me. I only was being disrespectful because you disrespect me first. I only got loud because they started screaming. It's like, when did they do anything or they owe? See, so that's why I had to learn what power really was. And a way that you display strength and power is holding yourself accountable. You can't worry about what somebody else is going to say, think, feel, or believe. It got to start with you. And a lot of situations I've been in, I wasn't totally holding myself. I would for some things, but now I'm starting to take accountability for majority of everything. So now when I do, and when I did, I have other people coming back asking me things. I say, yeah, no, I'm responsible for that, and that. But I don't know about those things right there. I have no clue about that. But those other things you said, so if a person came to me with 10 things, right? And I said, yeah, but I know about 7 out of the 10. I don't know about those other 3. I had no idea about it. I'm unaware of that. And now I done held myself accountable for those other 7 things out of 10 and make them either go back and question other things to the other people or parties involved. And now they're saying, but they said they didn't do that or they don't know about that either. Well, I don't know. I know about those things. Yes, I'm holding myself accountable for that. I'm guilty of those things right there. And it's not about them things being bad things. It's just the fact that I'm holding myself accountable. So, for instance, if it's pertaining to a job, yeah, I was late 3 days last month. Did I take a 2-hour lunch? No, but I was late 3 days. Was I conversating with J Doe, John Doe? Yes, but I wasn't talking about nobody. We were just talking about the job, not the managers, not other coworkers. We were just talking about the job. We were just talking about the route we take to get to work. See how I'm holding myself accountable that I was talking to them, but now I'm getting deeper. I wasn't talking about nobody. I was talking about the job. I was talking about my route to get to the job. I'm holding myself accountable for the days I was late. So now they were told that I was talking about people. Now they were saying that I took a longer lunch period than I did. I'm like, nah, I didn't do that. Nah, I wasn't talking about nobody. This is how long I took lunch, and this is the times I was late, and this is the things I was talking about when I was talking to those other 2 co-workers. I was talking about the job. What you mean you're talking about the job? I was talking about the different positions at the job, the hours, the shifts. Like, okay, this is what's going on this shift. This was going on that shift. Okay, this is how long I've been working in this department. But I wasn't talking about nobody that worked those shifts on these other departments. I wasn't talking about that. I wasn't doing that. And okay, yeah, I took an hour lunch, but I didn't take a 2-hour lunch. Yeah, I came in late, but I ain't missed no days. And it's like, oh wow, but I was told you missed days. I was told you took. Nah, go ask them. Why would they say that? This is what I did. And this is what I'm holding myself accountable for. But those other things, I'm not, even if it cost me my job, or even if it cost me being laid off or being suspended or whatever may come with that, I'm willing to accept that because I didn't do that. And now you give the manager or the person of authority or the person who was told these things, they got to reevaluate it. Like, hold on, but they took accountability for that. You sure they did this, that? Can you display some proof? And they'd be like, nah, I'm saying I know they did it. That's not good enough now. They holding themselves accountable. Can you display or show that they did it? And now when you start throwing yourself accountable, they're not going to be able to do that because they just wanted somebody to go off what they said and what they felt, what they believed, and go off their word. So now it becomes your word against theirs. And it's not about, again, going against each other. It's just about accountability. That's what it's about. And when people don't want to hold themselves accountable, situations end up going like that. Because somebody don't want to hold themselves accountable. Plain and simple. All right? Make sure y'all tap in, y'all subscribe. Peace, world.